Hi, I'm in downtown Johnstown, Pennsylvania, and somewhere in this parking lot used to be a house that my little Italian grandmother lived in back in 1889. As you can see, the house is no longer here, and there's a really good reason for that. If we take a look a little bit to the left, you'll notice that there are some mountains there. On one day, back in 1889, after some heavy rains, a dam up in the mountains, a bit to the left where you really can't see right now, I believe, this dam broke, releasing a hell of a lot of water that came rushing down the mountaintop. When it just rushed down the mountain. As the water made its way down Washington Street here, it destroyed my grandmother's house, brought all sorts of debris with it. My grandmother somehow latched onto a tree that was flying by, and of course it saved her life. Now what we're going to do next is, once the traffic clears, which it just did, we're going to turn around and I'm going to show you the route that my grandmother took on the log, because quite frankly it's quite impressive. There used to be a railroad station here on the right, and there was a gay bar on the left towards the end of my grandmother's block. Of course, I doubt Lucille's was there then, but you never know. So on this day, my grandmother is holding on to dear life, coming down the street. And to the right of us, though you can't see it quite yet, is a river. And at some point, she merged along with the river. And you'll be able to see a little bridge here that goes over the river. In all likelihood, I suspect this is where my grandmother's tree trunk went flying over and intersected with the river, though I could be wrong. But of course, we can't quite follow that route, so we're going to follow it from the side. So you can only imagine what her feelings must have been, what she was thinking at this time. You know, as friends, neighbors, relatives might have been flying past. Debris, animals, all sorts of stuff. She was 14 years old at the time, and it, quite frankly, must have been quite horrifying. I know I would be horrified. So now you'll see coming up on the right is the river. And the bridge that you are now seeing is what replaced the old stone bridge. Debris was piling up along in front of the bridge. The water was 35 feet tall, as houses and other materials and people slammed against the bridge. Of course, the people were instantly killed. The materials caught fire, yet somehow or other my grandmother and her tree trunk went flying over the bridge and landed somewhere on the other side. Her father survived. I believe 2 brothers survived, one of which she never knew survived. We just found him not too terribly long ago. He had already passed away, but we found evidence that he had lived for a number of years. But the rest of her family, her mother, and the remaining siblings all perished in the flood. About 2,200 people died that day. If it wasn't for that tree trunk taking her to safety, I wouldn't be here to narrate this, and you would not be looking at my Facebook page.